Hi, it's Handy Val. If your XT6 is now experiencing poor fuel economy and an idle that seems to be a little worse, then you likely have a dirty mass airflow sensor. Luckily, the mass airflow sensor is easy to clean where anyone can do it, and it's cheap to do so. You will certainly notice an improvement in gas mileage depending on the age of your vehicle. The Cadillac engineers made the mass airflow sensor easily accessible under the hood. Here it is. It's held together by a few Torx screws and it goes all the way in. Pretty simple. In this video, I'll be using a $5 to $10 spray can to clean it. You can buy this spray anywhere in any auto parts stores, on Amazon, even Walmart. It's very good preventive maintenance and it should be done every 2 or so years. Make sure though you're not using throttle body cleaner or brake cleaner. It's got to be specific. Mass airflow sensor cleaner. An engine needs 3 basic things to operate: air, spark from the spark plugs, and fuel. The mass airflow sensor measures the amount of air and the temperature of the air coming into the engine, and the car's computer, located over there, uses this information to ensure that the car operates at its best. A dirty mass airflow sensor can screw up the car's operation because the car's computer gets incorrect information of the air coming into the engine, and then the computer tries to compensate, where it then can allow too much fuel into the engine and it gets unnecessarily wasted, or too little fuel, and then that leads to performance issues or even a bad idle. A very dirty MAF or a malfunctioning mass airflow sensor will turn on the check engine light and show an OBD value from P0100 to P0105. This can easily be prevented by cleaning the sensor. Other symptoms of a dirty or bad sensor can include poor acceleration, including hesitation, and depending on the severity, it may not turn the check engine light on. So before we start, you want to make sure that the car is off, and this one is off. So again, there's 2 Torx T20 screws located, one here and one over there. A little bit hard to film, but you're going to be able to see them quite easily. Okay, but before we do that, we need to remove this connector. So the connector's got this red tab. Okay, you're going to want to go in there, with your fingernails, whatever you can, use both fingers. You're just going to push it out. Okay, that should come out quite easily. Okay, you see that? Just came out. Now it's not going to come out like this. And what you gotta need to do is you need to press in the center there. Okay, press in the center, and I'm going to show you why. Because there's still a little bit of a clip there, and by pressing down here, it's going to make it a lot easier to remove. So you're going to press and then wiggle it out. Okay, now if you look at it over here, can you see that? Now watch when I press what happens to that little thing right there. You see that? And that's exactly what you need to avoid this little thing right there. Okay, so now with it out, let's now use the Torx. Yep, so hopefully this helps you orient yourself. 1 and 2. We're going to remove those 2 with a T20 Torx. Remember, these screws though won't stick in. If you're going to keep them out, make sure you do the last little bit with your hand and hold on to them, otherwise they're going to fall. Once you get them about that, now you just go in there with your fingers. And notice, whoa, you see that? This one almost slipped my hand. Put that aside. And then there's one at the bottom there as well. Again, take them out, right? They're very small screws, okay? You don't want to lose them, otherwise then you're going to have to go fight them. This one just comes out quite easily, okay? Just like that. And that, my friend, is your mass airflow sensor. Alright, so let's have a look. The way you want to actually hold it like this is when you clean it. But before we do that, let's have a look at it itself. And you could kind of see those little wires in there, okay? There's another wire up there too, okay? And that's what you're going to want to spray. And you can sort of see it from here much more clearly. And that's where you're going to want to spray the cleaner, okay? And again, you want to hold it like that because you don't necessarily want, although the spray cleaner is safe, it's always safer to do it like this, or any drips and drabs will fall. So let's go ahead, let's give it a shot. Okay. Now this one in particular, just to be clear, they're all, you need to follow your instructions, says apply 10 to 15 sprays. Okay? And it says do not let the straw touch any of those wires. It kind of makes sense, okay? So let's get out. Now you're going to see it's going to come out at full force, right? Everyone can see it, okay? A little bit of this. I think you need to shake this can, but I always like shaking it, okay? That's That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's get in there too. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's it, folks. That's it. All right, now, so the air flows over those little sensors, then it tells the computer what to do. So even if you regularly change your engine filter, you may get micropollutants making its way past the filter and then sticking to the sensor, and through time this can accumulate and lead to a dirty sensor. A cheap engine filter can also accelerate the accumulation of dirt on this sensor. As you're waiting, it's always, this is an extra step here, as you're waiting the 30 minutes or so for that thing to dry, and if you have dielectric grease, and this is just about $10 or so, what you do with this is that you could put it on the connector, and what it does, it kind of prevents corrosion through time. It's actually, and again, one of these preventive measures. Don't have to do it, but it's important to, but it's always good to do so, especially if you have some of this around, and once you have some of this around, it'll last you forever. So what you're going to do with this, very simple, put a little bit there. That's it. Okay. Really, that's all you get. That's all you need. That's all you need to do. And then when the sensor goes there, it'll then push its way into it, and that's it. And that'll prevent corrosion building onto that sensor. And when you get corrosion, sometimes you may get a weaker signal or an incorrect signal. And you're just trying to prevent that. It won't happen now, but it'll happen when the car is maybe 10, 15 years old. All right, now it's time. Wait about half an hour. Let's put this back in. Okay. Now you got to remember how it actually went in. You don't have to remember how it actually went in, because there's only one way it goes in. So there you go. That's the one way. You can sort of see that little thing right there, just like that. And if you try to go the other way, it won't work. It won't line up. Okay. All right. So easy said. Put this back. Okay, now we got everything lined up there. Now again, get the screws. Start the screws by hand. Okay, if you got gloves on, best to take them off at this point, okay? Okay, starting them off a little bit by hand here. Okay, tighten that up just a little. It's a little tricky because you really have to get your body into it. Again, you don't have to go crazy tightening it. As soon as you face that resistance, that's it. Your job is done. Now all we need to do here is get the connector. If you remember the dielectric grease there. Okay. We're going to put this thing in, push it in all the way. Now you're not done yet, because this tab is still there. Okay. And you're going to push that tab in. Final check, you're just going to want to make sure it is not going anywhere, and that looks good. And that's it. With this simple procedure, I'm good for another 2 years, and hopefully I'll save a few bucks of gas along the way. If you've learned from this, please like and subscribe to the Handy Valve channel, as I will be sharing more helpful tips in the near future for the Cadillac XT6. On the screen, you'll see my Cadillac XT6 video playlist. Bye for now.